evil lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Blue Coal presents The Shadow, the man of mystery who strikes terror in the very souls of evildoers, the lawbreakers and criminals. Friends, there's no longer any need for you to rely on guesswork when it comes to buying fuel. Now you can get the best fuel for home use, and know it at a glance too. For Blue Coal, the finest of Pennsylvania hard coal, is colored a harmless blue at the mines for your protection, so that you can identify it instantly. So be sure that the fuel you buy is the safe, healthy, economical fuel. Get America's finest anthracite. Ask for Blue Coal by name and order your supply tomorrow. Seven.
No, Arthur, don't, please.
9. This is the hour, my dear.
I can't stand it. I tell you, always at 9 o'clock it comes, but if I hear this horrible thing one more time, I know I'm gonna go crazy. Oh, this is just an awful house.
But it's quiet, my dear. Way out in the country like this, I can install my laboratory here as soon as I get around to it. As for these strange sounds you insist you keep hearing, well, haunted houses have always fascinated me. I always wanted to meet a ghost, shake hands with them, invite them to tea.
No, stop talking like that. I'm serious. Please, I've tried to stand it for your sake, Arthur. I don't know how much longer. My heart isn't strong, and I just get... You hear it?
Well, that's only the wind, isn't it?
No. It always starts like that. You know it does.
Wait. Don't move.
What?
Listen.
Arthur, I think it's coming back.
It's
coming.
Well, we'll see. I'll meet him this time. I'll meet him halfway.
Stop! Just stop!
Well, come, we'll both meet it. Give me your hand.
No!
Carol. It stopped. Can't you hear me? Goodness me. Has the shot killed her? Oh, no, her heart still beats. She's only fainted again. Just passed out.
Turn here, Lamont. It's that house up on the hill. The big one with the overgrown trees.
The one that looks like it's been staring at us for miles? What's the reason for this late-night visit, Margo?
It's Caroline Snead. I'm worried about her. When I saw her last week in town... Lamont, she looked terrible. She used to be so lively, but now... I don't know. There was something dead in her eyes.
Perhaps married life may not agree with her. I mean, she was single for nearly 40 years, wasn't she?
It's more than that. Caroline's a wealthy woman. She didn't need to marry anyone. And yet, she rushed into this marriage with a man nobody knows anything about. That doesn't sit right with me.
Yes, but right now I'm not the shadow, remember? I'm your patient chauffeur, darling. That monk we visited sensed a need for a rest from my famous mystery man. My last adventure took a lot out of me, you know.
Yes, well, I've been keeping an eye on you. But something's wrong here, Lamont. Caroline met this man, this Professor Snead, 6 months ago. He swept her off her feet, but I've only met him once.
A marriage problem is hardly a matter for...
Well, nobody knows anything about this man she married. He met Caroline in some accidental manner at the county fair. I don't like his looks.
Something sinister, I gather? A sinister mustache or shifty eyes? Hence the shadow idea?
Well, frankly, yes. He does look like that.
Well, who is he anyway?
Professor Snead has a small office in town where he's supposed to be working on inventions or something. Well, here we are.
You're usually pretty level-headed, Margo. Don't let your aversion to this man you're seeing be too apparent. Dreary place, isn't it? Feels like it's been abandoned for years.
I don't see any bell. I guess you're supposed to use the knocker. Here he comes.
Well, who is it? It's you, Miss Lane.
Yes. Good evening, Professor Snead. I hope we aren't too late.
Too late? Too late for what?
Why, I told Caroline we'd drop in just to say hello.
She didn't tell me. Caroline isn't feeling well at the moment. I'm sorry. Good night.
Oh, but please. I only want to see her for a moment. That is, unless it's something really serious.
Well, it isn't as serious as she pretends to think it is, but, well, come on in.
Thank you. This is my friend, Lamont Cranston.
Friend now, eh?
Come on in. I'm very happy to see Mr. Cranston. I've heard a lot about him.
How do you do?
You say Caroline is ill. She didn't mention it when I last spoke to her.
Well, it came on suddenly. She's been in a nervous condition lately, but it's mostly imaginary. I made her go to bed.
Well, would it be all right if I saw her for a few?
Well, I suppose so. Go on up if you like.
Well, thanks. I'll only be a few minutes, Lamont.
What seems to be the trouble with your wife, Professor Snead?
She's run down, I guess, just constantly nervous. She has some absurd notion that this place is, haunted.
Haunted?
It's only the wind, of course. Creaking of an old house. The ghosts. She keeps talking about ghosts, and I can't persuade her that there are no such things.
Of course, all houses have a habit of getting themselves haunted, Professor. As for myself, I'm not so sure there aren't such things as ghosts.
But surely, Mr. Cranston.
Oh, not the conventional sort, perhaps, of it. I mean, people's spirits, their souls, whatever you want to call them, haunting the places where they've been unhappy.
Very interesting, I'm sure, but a lot of tosh. I put no stock in it.
No? Just noticing the rather rare book on the table, Professor. Neuroses of Death.
What?
If you're interested in that, well, I'm sure you must be interested in ghosts. I understand its morbid analysis of the factors of violent death are quite interesting.
What do you know about it?
Oh, I get into all sorts of things, Professor.
That's the truth. Professor Snead.
Yes, Miss Lane.
Caroline wants her sedative.
Yes, I'll go up and give it to her. Did you find her comfortable, Miss Lane?
Yes, but more nervous than anything else.
Well, excuse me just a moment, won't you?
Lamont, there's something wrong here. I was afraid there was. I don't know what it is, but it's something terrible.
What's the matter with Caroline?
She hardly recognized me, and she talks like someone in a trance, as though she were in the grip of some deadly fear. When I suggested sending the doctor over, she shook her head, but I'm going to just the same. I can't help feeling it's that man, her husband.
He isn't very pleasant, is he? His skin has an odd pallor, like a man who spent some time in prison. And many traits in his behavior that interest me as a psychologist. A remarkable man.
You don't know what he...
I don't know, but I think we'll investigate this more or less formally. Margo, I'll visit the professor tomorrow, his office in town. If there are ghosts involved here, perhaps the shadow can bring them to light.
Hello. Yes, Caroline. Don't worry, my dear. I'll leave the office here at 5, and I'll be home before 6. Oh, yes, I understand. Goodbye, dear. Well, who is it? Is that you, Miss White? Who's that opening that door?
Don't get up, Professor. I'll close it after me.
What?
I thought I might find you in.
Who said that? Who are you?
Your conscience speaking, Professor. Or have you a conscience?
I'll show you what I've got.
Don't excite yourself. I'm only a voice. A voice they call a professor. Have you ever heard of the Shadow?
The Shadow?
Yes. You seem to have heard of me.
What do you want?
I've come to warn you, Snead.
Warn me? Warn me about what?
I know what you're doing.
What?
Yes, and I know how it's going to end. The end is death.
Death?
I have something here. I'll toss it in your lap. There. You hear it?
Why, you get out of here, I tell you!
See it? Look, it's half of the ace of spades. When you find the other half of the ace of spades, that will be the end.
Get out of here and leave me alone!
All right, Snead. I'll go. But don't forget, the Shadow knows.
Trying to frighten me with his tricks. Oh, coming back, are you? It's you, Miss White.
There are 2 gentlemen here to see you, Professor Snead.
2 gentlemen I'm not expecting.
Oh, guess you may remember us, Professor Snead. Yeah, an old friend, Spike Collins and, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, of course, sir. Please take those circulars on your desk, Miss White, and mail them at the post office right away.
Yes, sir.
Lock the door, Mr. Wilson. What are you staring at, Snead? We ain't ghosts.
Well, I thought you 2 were doing a stretch of Leavenworth.
Yeah, well, we were, but no thanks to you, we found a getaway. And now, we come to see an old pal.
Now listen, Spike, I'd help you if I could.
We've been watching you, and we know you game. Oh, we ain't got no time to stall, so that dame you married, she's got plenty of...
Well, really, I don't know what you're driving at.
Oh, yeah. You'll know if we squawk about that dame you married out in Idaho. That croaked without anybody knowing what was the matter with her. Well, cards on the table, Snead. So this one signed all of her money over to you, yeah?
Yes, well, she fixed her will in my favor.
Now. Step back, Mr. Wilson. I got this. Well, what are we gonna do to get it, Snead?
Well, she has a weak heart, and I'm making ghosts and scaring her to death.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Are you suffering from high-quality podcasts? You see, quality podcasts stimulate parts of your brain, leading to an irksome condition called thinking. But suffer no more, my friend. Introducing Discount Storytime's blend of fictional nonsense and rancid gibberish to provide soothing relief. Try Discount Storytime today. Available on most podcast catchers and at discountstorytime.com.
Consult your healthcare provider before listening to Discount Storytime. Not intended to treat unicyclitis, pickleball liver, or jittering expectations.
Don't roll your eyes at him, Mr. Wilson. He's, being creative. Playing ghosts again, huh? Well, listen. That's too slow, Steve. I got a better scheme. We break into the house, we stage a burglary, see? And in the scuffle, the old dame gets shot dead. It's quick.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
No? Well, you'll see.
Spike Collins. Spike Collins. Wake up, Spike Collins.
Who's that?
Just a voice, Collins. The voice of your own thoughts, coming to warn you. No one but you can hear me. Your friend Snead is going to double-cross you tonight. Snead is going to double-cross you. It's your move. Be there to prevent him. Be there in time. 6 o'clock. Be there.
The shadow will return in just a few moments. While we're waiting, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about the ever-increasing popularity of Blue Coal, America's finest anthracite. Blue Coal is winning new friends every day among New England housewives. They not only like the superior heat of blue coal, but they find it simplifies housekeeping. This is because blue coal is so clean, it burns completely and does not send any particles of unburned carbon through the house to be deposited on furniture or woodwork. The drudgery of daily cleaning is reduced to a minimum with this clean fuel. Blue coal is the largest single brand of solid fuel prepared especially for home use. Each coal is laboratory tested at the mines for both purity and size before shipment. Blue coal is Pennsylvania's finest anthracite, so that you can personally identify this excellent fuel. It is actually colored blue at the mine. Order it by name. You will find it at your nearest blue coal dealer listed in the Where to Buy It section of your classified telephone directory under the name Blue Coal.
Are you comfortable in that chair, Caroline?
Oh, yes, thank you, Margo, dear. And I do appreciate you coming out here and staying with me.
Glad to do it. But it's 6 o'clock. Your husband ought to be coming home pretty soon, shouldn't he?
Well, he phoned just before you got here, and he said he was starting. He seemed very agitated. Oh, he's a strange, unaccountable man sometimes. There are things about him I don't seem to understand.
Yes, I know, dear. He has the car, I suppose.
Yes, he's driving. He's probably on his way now.
I've got to think of something. I know we leave town. We'll just disappear and,
You're driving rather recklessly, Snead.
You again!
I'm going to haunt you. Try to forget that I'm here in the rear seat if it annoys you. No, don't look under the seat or behind you. After all, you're driving pretty fast.
If I could only see you get my hands on you, I'd show you how much it annoys me. Shut up!
I'm the voice of your conscience, Snead. Perhaps you have a conscience after all.
I could choke that voice down your throat without any trouble to my conscience.
If you only had the power of second sight, you could see me. That's an invaluable gift, Snead, being able to see things that other men can't. Some people call it mental telepathy, some by other names. Remember, I can see the pictures you make in your mind. I told you about that.
You can warn all you like. That's not evidence, not in court. A lot of wild guesses that don't mean a thing.
Well, doesn't it frighten you a little, Snead? I simply will you not to see me, and you don't. Careful about that truck coming at you down the road. Better sound your horn.
Fool's taking up the whole road, Going
to hit you! Look out!
But it's gone. There wasn't any truck.
No. I willed you to see it, and you saw it.
No truck at all. Just hypnotism.
That's the way to dispel hallucinations. Drive straight through them. Careful! We're near your house on this old mill road. It's tricky. Look, Snead. There's a man in the road ahead of you.
Oh, there is, huh? Really?
Why, it looks like one of your two pals that called on you today. I knew he would be here.
Really?
Yes, don't look for me. You keep driving. You're going to hit him if you don't watch out.
More of your hallucinations. You think that'll believe you again, don't you? Well, I won't.
Look out!
I hit him!
This time it was no hallucination. He was in front of you.
Morning papers, ex-convict Spike Milligan found dead last night on the Old Mill Road. Spike Collins once wanted by the police. Help you, mister?
Yes, I'll take one.
Here you are, sir.
What's it about, Lamont? Spike Collins found dead on Old Mill Road? That's up by the Snead's place.
Yes. I believe it is. A notorious criminal struck by automobile and killed. Well, he was certainly struck by an automobile.
I wonder if Snead knew anything about it. He acted very strange when he got home.
Strange?
He was pale and shaking. Hardly seemed to know I was there. He told Caroline he'd had a message from out of town and they had to pack and leave.
And did he say when?
They thought they could get the trucks and things ready by this afternoon sometime. You're not going to let Caroline go with him tomorrow?
Not if I can help it. Let's see. It's a little after 9. I imagine Commissioner Weston is rather startled by the morning's news. I think I'll have a word with Commissioner Weston.
Commissioner Weston, I'm sending Collins' body into the morgue.
And you went out there this morning and checked all the details, Officer Zito?
Yes, I did, and whatever hit him certainly smashed him up good. His face was all out of shape. I couldn't recognize him. We found these in his pocket.
Well, let's see what we got. A letter from Mr. West, looks like. Insurance policy. Library card of Leavenworth Penitentiary.
And this ring, sir, that Collins always wore with the figure 8 on it.
Oh, yes, well, that's a good job, officer. Whoever did it, tag that stuff. Then file it. And let me know when the meat wagon comes.
Yes, sir.
Police Department, Commissioner Weston speaking.
Good morning, Commissioner. This is your good friend, the Shadow.
Oh, yeah? Well, what the blazes do you want?
To be of a little assistance, as usual.
Yes, I see. I'm getting rather tired of his rigmarole. Though heaven knows, things happen when you phone. And what's the assistance today?
Why didn't you investigate the ghost that haunts Snead House, Commissioner, on the Old Mill Road?
Well, you messed that one up, Mr. Shadow. I don't put much stock in ghosts. But we went out there and checked up. Searched the house.
No.
No evidence.
No? Go again today, Commissioner, and this time you'll get your evidence.
Is that the last trunk, Arthur?
Yes, the expressman won't be here until 4, another hour yet. Why don't you go up and lie down for a while, Caroline?
Yes, I will try to sleep a little now. It's daylight.
You told the milkman we wanted to pay him for the month.
He can come to the back.
Must be him now at the back door. Oh! Get back!
What's the matter, Snead? Feel like you're seeing a ghost?
Stop. Don't come near me. You...
Oh, snap out of it, will you? Spike Collins.
You're alive!
It wasn't me you hit with that car last night on the back road. I guess you wish it had been.
Well, who was it?
That was Mr. Wilson. Fool got half pickle, trying to get the nerve for a job. Staggered out onto the road before I could stop him and wham! It was all over.
Wilson, huh?
Yeah, that was my chance, see? Him and me, about the same size. His face and his hands all smashed flat. I put my stuff in his pockets, my ring on what was left of his finger, and there I was, dead. And all that time, you was giving me the double cross. Maybe I am a ghost, and I can deal with you now, Snead.
I can't sleep. Who's down there, Arthur?
Just a minute, Caroline. Now listen, Spike. There's only one way to see this thing through. You and I have got to stick together. The Shadow, he's after us both. We've got to get out together, away from this.
Don't tell me any more about this Shadow. You see this gun? I'm here on business, and I'm going through with it. Put the old lady out of her misery.
What's that?
Where?
There, on the table.
Nothing but a torn playing card, you know. Yeah, it's a spade, or half of it anyway.
You've got to stop it, Spike. You've got to stop.
Stop what?
What's the matter? Who's this man?
Caroline, this is a friend of mine.
Friend?
Yeah, sure. A friend.
With a pistol? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just my way of doing business, lady. Your husband here does it differently. Scaring you to death, ain't he? Making you think the place was haunted. That's how he normally does it.
Spike, stop it, Spike.
What does your friend mean?
He used to be an electrician, see? He rigs up an electrical sound box and some speakers with a remote control switch. Usually puts the switch over here by a door. Here it is.
What's it all about, Arthur?
The ace of spades. The end. Death.
Yeah, you got a switch. You hear the ghost, and all you have to do is turn the knob. Yeah, that's the way it works, lady.
I hear it. I say I hear the ghost.
Turn that thing off, you idiot.
I can turn it on.
You haven't. What is making those sounds?
I am.
It's him. He's come. The shadow.
I'm coming up these cellar stairs. I will enter and stand beside you.
Where is he?
Yeah, stand back or I'll shoot.
When I enter, I will touch one of you on the shoulder.
Stop it. Stop him.
And that one will die.
The ghost is real. It's the cops. Come here, Snead.
What have I done? What? Don't shoot, Spike.
Come here, I see you play. Call the cops.
Not like this. Don't touch me.
The jig is up. We'd have pulled it off. I was gonna give you a life you double-crossing skunk.
You killed him.
Secure all those rooms.
Lies. This was all lies. I trusted him.
Don't even, man. My gun. Who?
Grab him. Get that gun. I got it.
I didn't no shot. Okay, fine. You win.
Spike Collins? How? Who died over here last night, Collins?
Whoever it was, I didn't do it.
Who is that? Where are you?
Don't be alarmed. I'm here behind you, in the shadows.
No need to search for him, Caroline. The shadow is always closer than you think.
Margo, Arthur is dead. What is happening?
I've been watching, waiting for the right moment. Arthur's secrets are far darker than you realize, Caroline.
Oh, I see it now. He was the ghost, wanting to kill me.
But it's over.
Oh, so you're here, Shadow. Maybe you know who got killed here last night.
The man killed last night, Commissioner, is a ghost.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. There are now 2 ghosts in this little adventure. Mr. Collins will probably make the 3rd. You really should believe in ghosts. And in shadows.
And sometimes, Commissioner, the dead have more to say than the living.
Indeed.
And now, before today's adventure with the Shadow, the 3 ghosts, comes to a close, John Barclay, one of Blue Coal's own heating experts, he's here to give us another of his practical talks on automatic heating. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barclay.
Good evening, friends. It's these weekly talks of mine. I've shown you the importance of having the temperature of your home properly controlled with a Blue Coal automatic heat regulator. That is in terms of health and convenience. Now tonight, I'm going to give... Oh!
You shot Mr. Barclay!
Yes! And now that makes 3 ghosts in our little adventure. Margo.
And to everyone from us, a happy Halloween.
I'm John Barclay, one of Blue Coal's recently deceased eating experts. Thanking you for listening tonight, and watch out for a quite dangerous man of mystery, the Shadow, ladies and gentlemen, who says...
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.